How's it going, guys? So, better late than never. So this is the year review for 2016. So a lot happened. I'm actually really excited with the things that happened in 2016, and the progressions that I did with language learning and in my studies overall. Um, so for those who've been following the channel, you know that 2016, the video content it was mostly centered on Greek and Persian for Portuguese speakers, and Greek for English speakers, tied to my studies and the Add One challenge. So that was the diversity during 2016 on the channel wasn't like very there wasn't a whole lot of diversity, but on the background I went through a bunch of different languages. So okay, so let's review what happened during 2016. So in the beginning of the year, I was studying some other stuff, so some of my time was taken, but I was still able to keep up with Duolingo and Link, and my personal language studies, which it was on the same pace as before, the normal pattern. Um, I wasn't expecting it to change towards the middle of the year and take the route that it did, but I'm glad I took that route, and you're gonna understand pretty soon. So, as you remember, last year, meaning 2015, there was the Polyglot Conference in New York, and at the end of the conference, they announced that the next conference would be in Greece, right? So right there and then, I set up the goal to learn Greek until the next conference in Thessaloniki, Greece. And life happens, right? And procrastination is a poison. So it took me a while to start. And that was October. I basically wasted 6 months, maybe more, that I wasn't able to really dive into Greek and get the language down. Lots of things going on, procrastination and all that. Just anyway, until I came across again the Add One challenge, which some of you are familiar with. Several of my friends participated in the challenge before, and they always made comments about the challenge. So I decided, okay, I'll give it a shot and see what I can get out of it. And it turned out that it helped keep me on track. So accountability was really strong, and I was able to get a lot done in 3 months. So for 3 months, May, June, July period, I was studying at least 2 hours of Greek every day. There were days that would pass 3 and 4 hour marks. So I was putting a lot of effort. I had support from some very good friends from Greece that helped me achieve the the level that I did. If you go back, you can see the videos from day zero, when I knew a couple words and some of the alphabet, until day 90, which was the end of the challenge, when I was able to talk to my friend Artemis from Athens, Greece, in Greek for several minutes. Um, I personally um, think that I could have gotten more out of the Greek that I learned. But again, in 90 days, I learned quite a bit, from nothing to being able to speak the language and read and things like that. It is quite a milestone, especially because I had to change my approach. Like I said, up until the beginning of the year, I had one method which was more of a receptive language style. So I would read a lot, I would listen to the language, and I would study on my own, not so much speaking. But as part of the challenge, there was this mini challenge that we were supposed to talk to people for a certain amount of minutes every day or every week. I don't remember exactly the um, the guidelines, but we had to speak. We had to speak. Bottom line, we had to speak, and it really got me out of my comfort zone. And I realized that interaction is the magic thing about language, because I studied several other languages for longer than I did with Greek, and some of them are not even close to what I can do in Greek. That I was able to learn in those 3 months with my study in Greek. So it is clear that interaction was the magic for it, right? So my goal was to start studying Greek right after the New York conference, the Polyglot Conference in New York, which was in October. So basically, November 1st should be my starting date, right? I didn't start until May, so that's quite a waste of time, right? And so when I got to May, I had to speed up the process and do drills every day and read every day and really practice the language and make sure that I was covering up the gap that I left behind, and that's bad. Procrastination, like I said, it is a poison for learning anything, even in life, professional, social, intellectual. It doesn't matter. It is a poison, so we need to avoid that. This year is gonna be different, right? So, okay, let's. I'm gonna get there and explain. Um, because I set up that goal to learn Greek for Thessaloniki, and I had that procrastination time, I felt that I didn't achieve as much as I could or should or I would if I had kept a steady, small steps pace from November 1st all the way to October when the conference was supposed to happen in Thessaloniki. And that hindered my progression, right? So what I decided to do is to change, like I changed all my study pattern in 2016. Things keep on changing. You drop things that don't work and you add things that work, right? You want to make sure that you progress at every time, not regress, if that makes any sense. But it is important to tweak your study habits, your study style, to achieve more things, right? And that's what we want to do. Every year we want to improve our studies, our learning ability, our skills overall in life, right? Especially with languages for those that are watching this. So what was the plan that I set? So Greek, I was able to learn and have the conversation in Greek, and I put everything I could. I put a lot of hours in studying Greek. Although at the same time I was studying Pashto for almost the same amount of hours. So it was an average of 10 hours of Pashto every week together with Greek. I was able to achieve that. And because of what I did there, I had the opportunity to go to Thessaloniki at the Polyglot Conference. Check this out. Yeah, so I went to the Polyglot Conference in Thessaloniki, 2016, and it was amazing, just like New York was, but with an added measure because it was in Greece, right? Unfortunately, I was only able to spend 3 days in Greece, but it was a very very good, very enriching experience, both intellectual and social, because I got to be with people that share this passion for languages, like you guys that are watching this video. And it's really good to interact with people that understand why you do these things and who you are, and the passion that you have for languages. And it's easy to talk. You can switch the conversation from English to Portuguese to Russian to Arabic, and people don't freak out. People will just jump in the bandwagon and move on. You know, those that can speak will speak, those that can't will learn. So it is amazing. It is amazing. So anyway, at the end of the Polyglot Conference in Thessaloniki, it was announced that the next Polyglot Conference is in Reykjavik, which is sorry, my computer just slapped. Okay, he's in Iceland, so the challenge is to learn Icelandic. So what is the plan? The plan is to break down the big goal. What is my goal? My goal is to be able to talk to people in Icelandic for enough to have a conversation, you know, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour in Icelandic when I get there, right? So if that's my final goal, it's not really measurable, right? It's not really like I want. Well, it's kind of measurable. I want to talk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it's like what do I need to add? What do I need to put together in order to be able to do that, right? So according to my own research that I did when I was back in college, and other articles that I've been reading lately, the research shows that if you learn the 2,000 most frequent words in any language, you're gonna cover about 85% of all commonly used words in that language, which is pretty good because imagine you if it is that you're gonna look up words from a text in a dictionary, you're gonna look up 1.5, 2 words every 10 words you read. That decreases a lot of the anxiety, a lot of the overwhelming feeling that you're of having to look up every word you read, right? And if you achieve fluency on those 80% of the words in the language, you could just do circumlocution, which means use different words to explain the word you're trying to reach. For example, like if you're trying to ask the word for dog, but you don't know how to refer to that, and the person doesn't speak English. You say, how? What is the name of that house animal that makes wow wow or something like that? Anyway, so you use different words, simple words to explain the word you need, and then you finally get the vocab from the person and you start using, right? So if you can do that, it helps a lot with the language. It takes the anxiety away, it takes the feeling of limitation away. It helps with all those. Okay, so based on that, I just divided 2,000 words for a year. It gives, if you do, it's basically between 5 and 6 words a day. 5 to 6 new words every day for a whole year, right? Why do I say between 5 and 6? Because if you do 5 is less than 2,000. If you do 6 is about 100 past 2,000. So go for more, right? Instead of aiming for less. So think about just 6 words every day. That's it. Okay, if you fail one day, the next day you learn 12. So what? If you look at the most frequent words, the first 50 to 100, they are very tiny words. They are generally pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, articles, and those are not more than 4 words each, 4 letters each. So I'm pretty sure you can learn 4 words that have, 5 to 6 words that have 4 letters every day. Then things are gonna increase as time goes by, right? But as you learn phrases, as you learn sentences, you're gonna have packages. You know, for example, if I ask, for example, Hivader theta, what is this in Icelandic? Hivader theta, three words on that one sentence that takes half a second for me to say, right? So I learned 2 sentences. I got all the words that I needed for that day, right? And it takes no more than 5 to 10 minutes of drilling, listening, or writing those sentences or those words to memorize them. So you break the bigger goal in smaller goals. But I'm gonna talk more about this when I talk about the goals for 2017. Let's go back to 2016. So otherwise this video is gonna take 2 hours. Anyway, so okay, so that was the goal, um, to learn Greek for the Polyglot Conference. I did study Pashto with Greek, so I was doing back and forth every day, Greek, Pashto, Greek, Pashto, Greek, Pashto. I didn't put out a whole lot on Pashto because I was focusing on Greek because I was being yeah, I had my accountability to give on a higher level for Greek than I had with Pashto. With Pashto, I had no study buddies. I had no measuring tools. I didn't have anything. With Greek, I had my study buddies. As you can see on the videos, I had my accountability measures and all those things. So I had a higher level of accountability towards Greek. That's probably the reason why my Greek came out better than my Pashto. Although I could speak Pashto with people on a lower level. Okay, so we had Greek and Pashto. I was able to use some Greek in Greece. I didn't interact with the locals as much as I wanted because I got there on a holiday. It was the Ori Day, which is one of the most important holidays for Greece. Next day was Saturday. I was in conference the whole day and interacted with my friends there at night. So it was a bunch of languages, not only Greek. And then the next day was Sunday, and so my time was split in between a bunch of different languages. So I could have been in Greece for longer, but I don't want to talk about that. I'm glad, I'm grateful for the time that I spent there and the opportunity I had to go there, to be there. Okay, so I had some interactions in Turkish. I had to spend 12 hours in Turkey, and of course I'm not gonna be at the airport the whole 12 hours, so I just decided to leave the airport and go check Istanbul. And Turkish is not easy, and I studied very little Turkish, a Duolingo, a long time ago before I tackled Pashto and Greek that hard, so most of the words were gone. But I was happy to see some things that I could identify in the language, because it doesn't matter really if you're a master or not. If you have some basics of the language that would just help you get around and understand a couple things, it helps a lot. So I'm actually grateful for the experience I had there in Turkey, and also it helped me to see that a lot of people say, oh, people speak English in that country, or people who speak English in that other country. No, that's not true. They speak English at the airport, about a mile around the airport because of tourists, in tourist areas, and like high traffic areas like markets and things like that. But other than that, no, they don't speak English. They will know a word or two, but major is the language, the local language. So don't use English as a crutch. It will help you to get into the country and find place to stay, like a hotel, a restaurant, things like that. But to interact with the locals, English is not gonna get you much far, very far. Okay, so those are the positive things. With Persian, I had to pause my Persian to go into Pashto and Greek. So I was teaching Persian to Portuguese speakers. I'm not a master of Persian. I just know some Persian, and I teach you what I know. My belief is that the difference between a normal person and a teacher is that a teacher is a normal person that understands that they know a little more and they can teach. They want to teach. That's it. The only requisite, in my opinion, for you to become a teacher is to know something that somebody else doesn't. So all of us can be teachers. Every single person on this planet can be a teacher, a successful teacher, and help people improve their lives, have more, improve their skills. Okay. So having said that, I taught some classes in Persian for Portuguese speakers, which I was really happy because some people were really eager to learn. Unfortunately, like most of you know, the hype, the desire to learn a language decreases very fast. Except for us language freaks, the hyperglot community, those that really love languages. For normal people, the desire, the drive to learn language, it declines really fast, right? But it's life anyway. Now, something on the negative side that I want to share with you guys. I mentioned this in a video before, but is the Thai language. I'm still having a hard time to look at Thai the same way I did before because I really burned myself out. You know, like I'm gonna make more videos about this, and this year I'm gonna be making more efforts to go back to Thai, but I really burned myself out to the point of not really wanting to put that much time in the language, and like having anxiety of approaching the language again, you know. And that's by just burning myself out, by studying too much, by not studying right. It's not studying too much, because with Greek I put a lot of time, just like I put in Thai, but I didn't burn myself out. I had pleasure with it. I think there was like the too much of too much competition factor back when I was studying Thai for the first time that kind of burned myself out, you know. So I'm gonna talk about that more later on. Okay, so this is it. Oh, also, I was finally able to get official tests for 9 languages and dialects down, which has made me really excited, and that's why I want to share with you guys. This is not me trying to boast about things I did. I just want to share the experience I had in taking the official tests, so you understand that you can do it too. You know, just prepare yourself and go ahead and take the test. I took tests in Persian, in Russian, Arabic, and Portuguese, French, and a couple other languages. And I didn't get the same grade in all of them, right? That's obvious. But at least I know where I am, you know. For example, my Russian score was really low, but I got something. That means I'm not a retard in Russian, right? That's a good thing. But I know that I need to study more. I need to practice more reading and than writing. I need to practice more putting things together other than just listening to the language. I know where I need to tweak my study time, my learning time to improve the language, and that's good. You know, you have to have a way to measure your progression so you know where you're lacking, what you need to do, the things you need to improve. Okay, so this is the review that I have for 2016. There were other languages that I studied, but they were just minor. But they took less of my time. You know, Duolingo. Oh, I had a little experience with Hungarian. I was talking to a friend of mine in Greece, and she was talking about how Hungarian is, and really kind of spark a little flame in my mind about Hungarian. And then I interact with um, a, a buddy of mine here where I live in Hungarian, and I was like, yeah, why not? So I started Duolingo. I always do take new languages on Duolingo to kind of give some variety. You know, novelty always help you stay motivated to study languages. And plus, I am a hyperglot. I love languages. That's what I do. That's who I am. You know, and I'll keep on doing this. I have fun. It is good for me. It feels good. It helps me to kind of relax, to have some pastime. That's my passion. That's it. There's nothing wrong with this. If you do it. Don't listen to the naysayers. Just do what you love and keep on bumping. Be yourself, right? That's what matters. That's it. I think I covered everything. So for this year, hopefully I'll have more time to put things together, and I'll try to be more diverse. Last year that was basically Greek and Persian. This year, stay tuned. There will be more to come. Okay, so tomorrow you guys are gonna have a video on my goals for 2017 and some different approaches, more details on my goal for Icelandic and a couple other languages, including Lenca, which is an old language spoken in Honduras. I'm part of a group of people that are learning Lenca in an effort to bring it back to Honduras. So I have more details on that too. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you Happy New Year and much success in this coming year. That your dreams and your goals will be met. But nobody can do it but you. You are the master of your life. You have to take charge and put the efforts to make things happen. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody's gonna leave your dreams. Nobody's gonna kick your butt and say, "Hey, go ahead, get out of the couch and go get that goal. Go fulfill your dreams." You are the only one that understands your passions, your dreams, and also the only one that understands your limitations. So you are in charge. Don't expect anybody else. Don't blame anybody else for your failures. You are who you are. Understand that, and things are gonna go much smoother, much better. Okay? Set goals. We're gonna talk about goals later on, but keep that in mind. Goals not written are goals not set. Goals not set are goals not met. Don't forget that. Okay? Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place. Take care.